Coronation Street fans see a very different version of Roy Cropper tonight, as Sam Blakeman imagines the much-loved character giving him some malicious advice. This week's episodes have seen Sam experience psychosis as he struggles to move on from his recent ordeal with evil Megan Walsh. Friday's episode sees Sam's symptoms take a different form as he meets up with Roy for a game of chess at the bistro. When Roy has to nip out for a moment, Sam imagines that the cafe boss is still sitting across the table from him. In a disturbing moment that would never happen with the real Roy, the imaginary Roy spitefully suggests that Sam's dad, Nick Tilsley, may never have wanted him. Once the real Roy returns, he's oblivious to Sam's turmoil over what has just taken place. Later in Victoria Garden, the imaginary Roy is back with even more troubling advice for Sam. Talking about resilience and survival, he says, "I'm still here because I learned the value of identifying my foes and taking preemptive steps." When Sam expresses his surprise over this more sinister side of Roy, he replies, "That's because I must keep it hidden. I reveal it to you because you face the very same prejudices and attacks that I have endured. I want to help you, Sam. Face down those bullies and oppressors that wish you harm. By trusting no one." Sam's visions are manifestations of his biggest insecurities: fear of reprisals from Will Driscoll, anxiety that he's no longer trusted by his own family, and worry that he can't rely on anyone around him. Coronation Street's producer Kate Brooks recently explained, "Sam's mental health has been really damaged by everything that has happened, by the manipulation, by the fact that he wasn't believed, by the fear that he felt every time he was with Megan. We're going to tell a big mental health story with Sam. He's going to really struggle over the course of spring and early summer. It's about his family realizing, hopefully before it's too late, that he's in desperate need of help and he's really vulnerable." The cobbled streets of Weatherfield have rarely felt heavier than they do in this unsettling new turn of events, as Coronation Street delves deeper into Sam Blakeman's dark and emotionally charged storyline, with Roy Cropper at the heart of some deeply disturbing scenes that leave viewers questioning what is real, what is protection, and what is quietly slipping into obsession. It begins with Sam already visibly withdrawn, a boy caught between childhood innocence and a growing awareness of a world that suddenly feels unsafe. His quietness, once simply interpreted as sensitivity, now carries a heavier tone. He hesitates before speaking, lingers too long at windows, and reacts sharply to small sounds. Leanne Battersby tries to hold things together with fragile optimism, but even she can sense that something in Sam's emotional world is fracturing. Roy Cropper, ever the calm intellectual presence, becomes increasingly involved, initially as a comforting figure. His gentle manner, structured thinking, and almost scientific approach to emotional distress seem like exactly what Sam needs. He offers routine, reassurance, and a sense of order in a situation that feels anything but stable. But as the storyline unfolds, that same steadiness begins to feel unsettling. In a series of quietly intense scenes, Roy's concern for Sam deepens beyond casual care. He starts noticing patterns others miss, changes in behavior, inconsistencies in Sam's accounts, and small details that don't quite align. But instead of simply observing, Roy begins documenting, analyzing, and revisiting conversations with a near-compulsive precision. What once felt like compassion slowly takes on an edge of fixation. The most chilling moments come not through dramatic confrontation, but through silence. Roy sitting alone in the cafe after hours, replaying Sam's words in his mind. Roy carefully organizing notes, as if building a case only he fully understands. And Sam, increasingly aware of Roy's attention, begins to withdraw further, not comforted, but quietly unnerved. Leanne, meanwhile, grows conflicted. She recognizes Roy's sincerity and his long-standing kindness, yet something about his intensity around Sam no longer feels entirely reassuring. Her instincts tell her that while Roy is not a threat in the traditional sense, his involvement may be blurring emotional boundaries in ways that are difficult to define and even harder to challenge. As the storyline tightens, the emotional weight shifts from external danger to psychological tension. The audience is left wondering whether Roy is uncovering something truly concerning in Sam's world, or whether his desire to protect has evolved into something more consuming. Sam's silence grows louder, and Roy's certainty grows sharper, a combination that feels increasingly unstable. By the end of these unsettling scenes, Coronation Street leaves viewers in a space of discomfort rather than resolution. There are no easy villains, no clear answers, only a vulnerable boy, a man driven by logic and care, and a community slowly realizing that not all forms of concern feel safe when taken to their extreme. It is a storyline built not on shock, but on unease, where every quiet glance and carefully chosen word carries the weight of something far more complicated beneath the surface. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Scoop News Update.